Hello and welcome to another update video on Solana. The Solana chart is still moving in a range here. This is the daily time frame. I just want to communicate that we don't really have any significant change here until we finally get some decent upside breakout signals. The first one would be a decisive break above $167.50, which is the swing high there from the 11th of June. So that is the level that would need to be broken in order to consider really more bullish momentum is playing out. And then the next resistance level is around $186. I mean, this is the top of the range. Okay, we have a bit of a range here. And the overall idea is still that we should be in a bullish scenario. I think that is very important to communicate as well. We are likely in a bullish scenario. We're likely going to see here some more upside overall. And the next move to the upside could be this C wave in white or the third wave in yellow. We're simply waiting for some evidence that we get a proper breakout. I know. We're looking at this chart here every single day. Most of the time, there isn't really much action because most of the time, markets spend time in consolidation mode. It is what it is. We have now seen this correction unfold for the last month or so. I know it's getting boring. I know nothing has really changed. The support area hasn't changed in a month. It's between $109.78 and $144, but we're finally approaching this support area. So we are obviously approaching this support area now, and you can see that the price is finding some support in this area, which is not a surprise. That's why it's called support area. And it's crazy. Sometimes people are surprised that we find support there. But actually, that's why it's there. But I also mentioned to you that we have structural support in this region. This is strong support, this area. So I would not be surprised at all if this, let's say, if this correction extends somehow, becomes more complex, more complicated, and so on. Yeah, just please be aware of that. We could get some more extended, let's say we could get some more extended sideways action here, for example, some more complex corrective patterns. It's intentional that I do not give you microstructures on the daily time frame, because for those who are just looking at the daily time frame, the smallest time frame movements are really just noise and can deliver some additional orientation. But honestly, the levels matter here. And are we still in a correction? At the moment, yes. Because when can I tell you we're escaping here? We're moving out, we're breaking out? Well, really only with a break above the wave 1 high at around $186 and a 5-wave move up. So bottom line is we're looking for higher as long as we're holding above $109.78. Below that level, I don't really have anything immediately bullish left. So that needs to be considered. And if we start to see some decent upside momentum here, it could indicate the start of wave C or wave 3. But there isn't really any local setup on the smaller time frame that would allow for a very, let's say, high likelihood bullish interpretation, directly bullish interpretation. Overall, yes. But I have not seen any 5-wave move up yet that's large enough to confirm we are moving up. I haven't seen any break above any level. So let's take a look at the smaller time frame.
Thanks so much for watching the videos on this YouTube channel. If you've been thinking about joining MCO as a member, now might be a great time. You can use the link in the video description and apply the discount code right below it. You will get 50% off your first month of our Gold membership, and you can explore everything we offer. It's the easiest way to test the membership, see if it's a good fit for you, and get a feel for the community, join the conversation, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in our member area.
Smaller time frame movement suggests that we could be here in a diagonal pattern to the downside, maybe like the Bitcoin chart. I'm also exploring the idea that we are in a triangle. So again, there are many considerations here. Please note that in corrections, microstructures will often change. Bottom line is, if you don't have a 5-wave move up in any direction, followed by a 3-wave pullback, for example, you don't really have a highly likely setup or high quality setup. What we're doing here at the moment, we're simply tracking corrective waves because I'm tracking this as a complex W, X, Y structure. I would not be surprised at all if this changes. Again, remember what I said, strong support in this region. So price bounced off it again. And we have this sequence of higher lows here. So we might be dealing also with some kind of a triangle pattern. So that's why I've got this white B wave here, just to highlight, look, maybe this B wave extends as a triangle. It's even possible that this X wave extends as a triangle. Or maybe we have a much more complex correction that's possible as well. Maybe all of this is the A wave. Maybe the B wave is a triangle and we break down in a C wave. I mean, there are many ways how such a correction can unfold. I'm not convinced by the diagonal pattern to the downside yet. Okay, you can never trust the diagonal anyway. So in this diagonal pattern, we can say that the B wave topped here and we're moving down 1, 2, A, B, C, and 3, 4, 5. But the bulls need a break below that Thursday low at around $143 to confirm that further. Send the price to 132 and 129. This would be the easiest way to complete this correction. But obviously, today the bulls are turning up, which is not a surprise given that we've only just reached this resistance area I communicated yesterday. But any break above 151.84 will likely lead to a test of upper resistance. So that means at least the B wave is extending, okay? So pay attention to that. For now, the local trend is up, especially against this Friday low, which formed at an intraday low, which formed at around $144.50. So if you're looking for higher, I think there's a decent chance to rally into the upper resistance area based on what I see. I call that here weak resistance. So I think there's a decent chance to rally into the upper resistance. But please note, whenever we're dealing with corrective structures, you don't really have very clear parameters. So if you find clear parameters in this noise, I think what you can use are these last swing lows here. For a short trade setup, we would really need to see a clear 5-wave move down from this resistance area, which I haven't seen yet. Because we're just moving it back-to-back corrective price action, actually. Yeah. So simply range trading. So yeah, not much more to say. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure you follow us on X for additional content. There are additional updates. Every day, new members are joining here. You can discuss with the community members. You can ask questions. I'm usually here. There are some additional updates that you won't find on YouTube. And I've linked to the channel in the description. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.